Hey everybody, welcome back to my horror So, Josh is back. How long has it been?
Since we did the last video,
Like-
Mandy. Last time I was here, watched Mandy, and that was around Halloween, wasn't it?
That was a long time ago, man.
It's been a couple of months. We've both been busy. You
Yeah.
had a kid, and I've been.
What?
You know,
I had a kid?
you had another kid.
Why? How did this happen?
Wow,
Walk me through the anatomy.
We can't get into that on this.
Alright, next time. We'll talk about the reproductive system on the next episode. Josh and I just took a visit down memory lane and watched one of our all-time favorite movies. Josh, what is this movie?
It is the 2013 version of Evil Dead, and it is one of my favorite movie sagas, just a collection of movies of all time.
Oh,
I love every single movie that they put out. Has been great, and I watch every single one of them every year.
What's your favorite one out of the...
It's very close. It's either Army of Darkness or Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorite, but I love the spin. I love the comedy spin on Evil Dead 2. And also in Army of Darkness.
Yeah, it's a lot like Three Stooges. That's one of the reasons why I like it. Right? I mean, it's
Army
a
of
gory
Darkness
version.
very much.
Yes. And the thing I love about the Army of Darkness one is because my son likes to watch a lot of this stuff. But the funny thing is, a lot of the stuff he can't watch because he's 5.
Yeah.
And I'm not exactly about to show him Carrie or even the 2013 version of Evil Dead because that crap is tripping.
It is.
And so Army of Darkness he can actually watch because it's funny. And
Yeah.
it's relatively, I mean, it's a horror film, but it's relatively minimal on the gore.
Well, it's like watching Night of the Living Dead. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah. That's
from
true.
what he's seen, from what people are exposed to nowadays, that stuff is not as shocking.
Oh, it's tame. It's like when we were kids. Did your parents ever let you watch The Simpsons?
No, we never watched The Simpsons, but at the same time, I remember watching The Exorcist at a young age.
Holy freak.
That probably shouldn't have happened.
That's bad.
But like, yeah, but but at the same time, like we watched Terminator. We watched some of those, some of those action movies. So again, like each generation is just a little bit more desensitized to that type of stuff. So
yeah,
the older horror movies you can get away with.
I remember along that line when we were kids, and we lived in rural Utah, right? Manti, Utah. It's like 2 hours away from a Walmart.
Yeah.
I mentioned this in another episode, but like, we had TV. That was one of the only things we could do, and whenever our parents would leave the house, I remember Matthew and I'd be like, we knew when Terminator 2 was going to be on TV.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
the Sunday matinees or whatever it is.
Dude,
yeah.
But they're like, all right, we're going to be back in 3 hours. And I'm like, that's plenty of time.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Let's watch Terminator 2. Like, oh, man, perfect. But
oh, yeah.
Evil Dead 2, like, I grew up loving horror. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps, all that stuff. But I remember when I was doing a midnight shift, it was in a Halloween. It was like in 2009. I decided I was going to watch a lot of horror films. This is the first time that I've really decided to watch a bunch of horror films I'd never seen before. And I came across someone recommending to me Evil Dead. And so I thought, that is a trilogy. I've heard of Evil Dead, never seen it. And I watched the first one, blown away. The gore was awesome.
It's very for what it was at the time, such a low budget, and it's an extremely entertaining movie.
So low budget, and it shows. But man, there's some kills in that show that are just awesome.
Yeah, but at the same time, like low budget. Yeah, it still holds up. But at the same time, it set the base for the second one. Which the reason I love it, when you get B movies, you usually either teeter one way or the other. You either go more funny or more gory with comic overtones. With this one, it's a good balance of both.
Yeah.
To where like they had very serious moments, but then like you have things get so wild when the deer is laughing and it gets so wild. And to me, it's a great it was straight middle of the line. To pave that way for other movies to just be like, like Dead Alive, where it's just like, you're going more funny.
Oh, Dead Alive was good. You that was influenced by Evil Dead, which is not in a bad way. Like, I mean, chainsaw chopping, not even chainsaw, what was it?
A lawnmower.
A lawnmower. The guy picks up a lawnmower and he chops down all the zombies. Like,
it held the highest fake blood count for years.
Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
And Lord of the Rings. He really missed his shot when he made the extended versions of the Lord of the Rings movies. He could have made them so gory.
Buckets of blood. Yeah, that's what I want.
Hobbit heads everywhere. Freaking nuts.
The R-rated the R-rated version.
Oh man,
I would watch it.
You would watch it in a heartbeat. But so the one we watched this time. Now I remember watching the trailer for Evil Dead, the 2013 version, a lot. You know, I was so excited. You know, Evil Dead 2 became like. Nosferatu is my favorite horror film, but Evil Dead 2 was the movie that solidified my obsession with horror. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And so I remember seeing the trailer for the 2013 version. I thought, holy crap, like Josh and I, we were talking.
Yeah, we talked for probably 7 or 8 months because they projected it that far out.
You even dressed up.
I dressed up when we went to see it, and I was worried about it just because whenever they reboot... You know, it's a lot of the times, especially nowadays, they reboot things.
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah. This one, it reinvigorates it. This one took it way past it, and it gave it new life. But it was at the same time like it's such a powerful saga that it's just like it felt more like an homage, like over glorified homage. That's what I liked about it. It's like it wasn't just glorified, like we wanted. Yeah, we didn't want to tell the same story. You know, so many things are like, oh, we're just going to tell the same story, or we want to take it and run with it. I feel like it paid so much to the original story. It paid so much tribute, but then it took its own spin a little bit. Like with the book, it didn't have the face on it, that type of thing.
Right.
But cinematically, they had more money and they used that practical effects. That's the big thing about that I love with this movie. Like the things that they changed with it. They really did well.
And it starts all off the bat. Like it's not one of those movies that takes a long time. And there's a little story. You need some backstory for it. But it starts off with a kill. And then like everyone shows up at the cabin to help out Jane Levy, who plays Mia. You know, she's a junkie, so they're trying to help her go cold turkey with the cocaine, crack.
Probably her.
I'm not a druggie.
Probably
it's not something bad. And through that. Like, she stays at the cabin, and they discover that book, they decide to read it, and man, you're right with those practical effects, man. They do not let up. That crap.
They don't, and that's the thing.
That's when it really shows after that book comes open.
It's like the bodily effect things. That's why people have different appreciations with horror movies. Some people like the slashers. Some people like the psychological thrillers. People like jump scares. With me, I like the practical effects. I like the monsters. That's why I loved Hatchet so much.
Hatchet, yeah.
Everything was practical effects, tearing faces off,
yeah.
Grinder to the face, like everything about
the big long chainsaw. Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm off topic.
No, but this one has so much of that, just like it. They did some CGI stuff, but it's hard to get away from it.
But they use the CGI to enhance the stuff that is already sort of practical. What's the word for practical effected? I don't know. But the stuff that they use for practical effects, they just use the CGI to enhance it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so that is when it's used well. When it's all practical, when it's all CGI, like Carrie or something, the new Carrie.
Yeah.
That's when it gets a little cheesy.
Yeah, I can enjoy movies that have CGI in it, but I gravitate more towards like the old school monsters where they actually build things and you actually have to have buckets of blood or like, oh, how are you going to shoot this so it actually looks real when you tear the guy's arm off, like, or chainsaw to the face, or
there's so many limbs coming off, and that was the thing. Like, speaking of limbs coming off, like, so we saw the movie in the theater, and which cracked me up because actually, fun fact, that was the last movie, horror film, that Carly has seen with me in the theater. She did not have a good experience. She was about ready to pop with our first kid.
That was a long time.
That was bad, yeah. First kid, and she actually tried to leave the theater, and when she tried to leave, there was this big Sikh gentleman sitting next to her, and then I was blocking it, and I wasn't going to get up because I was like a child on Christmas morning. So much joy.
There's a reason when we go to see these movies, it's just you and me now. There used to be a bunch of us. Now it's just you and me. I mean, I think I kind of solidified that with Insidious.
Oh, dang. Yeah. Oof.
Roll credits, and I'm the only person laughing at the end of it. Like, that's... Yeah. People don't want to see those movies with us anymore.
Oh, no, it's not at all. And it was one of those things where, like, do you remember when it's this ending scene for the movie where this demon, like, once he kills the 5 people in the house, what's the prophecy would be that the demon would come up out of the ground and start raining terror on the earth. And so when that happens and Mia gets this chainsaw and shoves it right in the demon's face, again, practical effects, the entire screen is red with blood, not just from the kill, but from the rain.
It's raining blood. Like, literally raining blood. Like, how are you going to, like...
Cue the Slayer song, please.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, how are you going to just put more vigor into a movie that has so much hype and such a really good following? Yeah. Evil Dead fans are extremely loyal to the franchise. But just, like, how are you going to up that? Raining blood. Like, that's a good start.
Oh, no, we were happy. Like, I remember...
very good.
Carly, that's when she was about to get up, and I remember seeing that on screen. I put my, I don't know why, I put my hand on, I'm going to pretend you're pregnant. I put my hand on her pregnant belly, and I felt the baby kick for, like, the first time, and so I'm seeing great stuff on screen. I feel this baby kick, and I'm like, this is a great moment.
Oh, my God. You never told me that. That's
really?
funny.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, this is good stuff. But the thing is, though, like, when we watched the trailer, there was stuff included in the trailer that they didn't have in the movie.
Which happens a lot, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know they changed a few things to keep it fresh, but...
Yeah.
What was one of the things you saw that was in the trailer that wasn't in the movie?
From
before.
A lot of verbal stuff. Like, they...
Yeah.
We watched the unrated version, which just actually came out recently. So, there was talk that if they had come out, it would have been a different rating.
NC-17.
Which, a lot of it was language, I feel. There was a few... C word, a lot, a little more mother effing. Yeah, there was a lot.
Mother fudging.
Yeah, there was a lot more language, and I think that's what would have pushed it over. But there, a lot of the gore stuff they already still had in the movie.
Yes.
It was more like some sweeping shots, but then like it was more of them talking. But I feel like with what they decided to do, and they left some of that talking out, it made it a little bit more creepy.
Yes.
Because a lot of them weren't talking until they were saying something creepy. Like, when she cut her arm off, she's like, no. Yeah. You know what I mean? It made it more creepy, but if they're talking the whole movie, you're like, okay. But that's, it was
more cut to the chase in the theatrical version that we saw.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like Halloween. Like, he doesn't say anything the whole movie. Yeah, he moves slow, but at the same time, that's the creepy part of it. It's ominous. Like, if they know something you don't. And you're all you know is the one side of these people trying to get away from something you don't know anything about. And you're trying to learn from on the fly, reading this book bound in human skin. So it's...
Can you imagine if you heard Mike Myers talk? I feel like that would ruin it.
It would ruin it. That's the whole point. But then you have the other side where you have Freddy Krueger, which he's all about. He's all about those lines. He talks through the whole movie.
Then again, the silent Freddy Krueger would be quite creepy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it just depends what you're going for. I think... Seeing it this way after seeing it originally, I liked it. It might have been the grandeur of seeing it in the theater and stuff like that, but there was a little less talking in the theatrical version, so I think I liked that.
Yeah,
a little more.
That's true. No, oh man, this movie is just freaking awesome to watch. Like,
it's a trip.
A feast for the eyes. Like, this is one of those movies. I'm a freak when I run. There's a treadmill, you can't see it right over there. And I listen to music while I run, but I also like something on that I can see visually in the background, maybe when I'm going between songs. It's freaking cold outside. I'm running here. But I remember, like, I'll put this movie on because everything starts happening so quickly and I get so excited.
Oh, yeah, it's...
I pretend like a demon's running after me and I'll just start... Nope.
Whatever motivation you need, I guess.
Hey, I burned a lot of calories. Like, so it really works. So... Would you recommend that people see this new movie or the unrated version as opposed to the...
I would almost... With this one, I would almost suggest that they see it the way we did. Like, you see the theatrical version first.
I agree.
And then you can get those little extra things and be like, oh, I didn't see that in the movie. But it was such small things. Again, it was probably like, less than a couple minutes of talking, and then maybe like him burning the bodies and stuff like that. So there really wasn't a whole lot that they left out of the movie. It was just stronger language.
It was stronger language, and then that one scene where the girlfriend dies and he has to take her into the shed and cut her up with the chainsaw. Like, I thought that part was cool.
Yeah, he cut her up with the chainsaw, he burned the other body. It's just him actually getting rid of all the other bodies instead of just burning the cabin.
And another thing I thought was cool is the credits, man. Like, I usually don't care for credits, but there's just something about the imagery, like...
It's like,
I don't know how to...
Hannibal. Hannibal was that way. The
Yeah.
TV show. Some when you have that level of cinematology, you have that many people on board, you have that much talent. You can just be like, oh, we're just going to make this title sequence, and it looks beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And it's again more money. You have so much of a fan base or something like this. You can talk somebody into giving you a lot more money to make a wonderful movie, and it really shows that they did just the quality of it.
Yeah, the fact that they used the money well, I thought, and it also reminded me of the beginning sequence for Dexter. You know, with them cutting up all the food in a sexy yet creepy way. Nothing sexy about this ending to Evil Dead, but
no. And that's the other thing. It's just you usually have the only thing that I heard about like people giving a bad rap to these types of movies or like this movie, there was like, oh, it's just like how people act in the movie, you know what I mean, or acting and stuff like that. It's just like it's situation. No, but because most people are like, oh, you wouldn't do that. Why'd you do that? But at the same time, you buy into that type of thing. It's just.
In my defense, I love it when people say it's like they would never do that in real life. That's not practical. I'm like,
there were demons in this movie. You're getting hung up on that. There are demons coming out of the ground.
You want a practical
You're
horror?
Focusing on the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly. You're focusing on the wrong thing. And honestly, if you want a practical horror film, that would be 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
I hear a scary noise downstairs. I'm not going down there. All right, let's go to your mom's.
Yeah.
Problem solved. No horror.
What's this, because they're always like, oh, where's the keys? Or he's like, no, I would have car keys in my pocket the whole time, and I would have. Yeah,
I know.
You can say that, but
if you can't find the car keys, I just wouldn't go in the house. Just start walking home.
Yeah, I would have just started walking.
I guess I'm walking, so I've got to burn more calories. My Fitbit. Yeah. So, the last thing I actually wanted to mention on this, we were talking about it while watching the movie. And how, some people thought it was a remake or a reboot, because we were talking about that a little bit. In a way, it is a reboot in that they're bringing it back, because it's been a long time since Army of Darkness. But you got the old, what was the name of the car again?
The 88 Delta.
The 88 Delta, that's there.
It's a shining homage. They have those moments where, I mean, just listen to the music when he opens up the barbed wire and you actually see the Necronomicon. They don't call it that in this movie, but
No, they omit a few things, but
they play up certain moments.
Yeah, but I think it was a sequel. I think it was a very long, delayed sequel that they wanted to give the vision to someone else.
I could see that.
Because the same filmmakers, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, and Robert Taper, they all produced this movie.
Yeah.
They all had a hand in this.
Yeah, I could see that because you have a very big generational gap.
Oh,
obviously, because they waited so long. I could see it being a sequel, but in my mind, it could be a reboot at the same time. You know what I mean? Because you're rebooting the story because it has laid dormant for so long.
Right,
so you could be doing that with a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
So I would definitely agree with that. But it added so much more to it, just of what they were able to do, money wise, but also just you make the blood look more real. You get more of those colors in the movie, that type of thing. They really did pay a decent tribute.
Oh, I thought they did an awesome tribute. And so, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Remember, this movie's freaking awesome. Oh yeah, show me this. I don't know, I thought this was Evil Dead-ish. It's something to squeeze while we're doing a video, but go watch it. This movie's freaking awesome. Bye, everyone. There you go.